Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a quick run through of my top 10 favourite Easter eggs or references in Saints Row. So firstly we're going to head to Rojas Desert North, which is right here on the map. I zoomed out for you so you can see where it is if you need to. There is also the timestamp to different ones if you already know where some of them are. So yeah, this one is behind a garage, and you should see a glowing dumpster right here. So if you jump in and search, you'll hear it's very off tune, which is quite hilarious, but very cute at the same time that they added that in there. So yeah, I love that one. Next up, we are going to Badlands South, which I've put quite a lot in that area so you don't have to keep jumping across to different areas of the map, and you can just stay in one zone. So yeah, this area, if you go behind this giant sign, you should see a giant stack of wood, which if you don't recognise is actually meant to be a Jenga game. So you can play this alone or you can play it with friends. It's very cool, and you can actually reset the game as well if you need to, as many times as you want as well, so that's great. So yeah, it's just a nice little mini game that's there. So next up we have this one. This one's like a deserted land, and you should see like a tiny little crevice in the floor, and it will have a hammer in it. So yeah, when you zoom in with your camera, you can go ahead and take a photo of it because it is one of the collectibles, and it's called the Worthy Hammer, which, as you may have guessed already, is a Thor reference. And if you actually go into the collectibles page, only a Chris can lift it, which I just love that little added detail in there. As you may know, it refers to Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans, who were the only two who could lift the hammer in the Marvel movies. So that's a nice little thing that they added. Next up, we're going to go to this area, which I'm actually going to drive to because I found something on the way, which I didn't expect to find. So when you come across to this bridge, there'll be a painted tunnel on the wall, which I don't think is a reference or anything or Easter egg, but I added it in anyway. Yeah, for me personally it reminds me of Looney Tunes, of like Roadrunner and stuff like that. Anyway, on to the next one. Just keep following the waypoint until you come across this area, which you'll find a giant comb in the sand. And this one is a reference to the movie Spaceballs, which is basically a take the mick version of Star Wars, which is actually pretty funny in some parts. And yeah, this one literally has a giant comb. It's a lot bigger than the one in the movie. And if you look closely, it also has two guards, so one on each side, combing the desert, literally. And if you are a Stephen King fan or a horror fan, next up we are going to Lake Sebastian, which is near the bridge. If you just go to where the waypoint is, you should be able to see the drainage part of the sewage system, and inside there you can literally see a floating red balloon and a mural in the background of a clown. So as you may know, that is a It reference, so that was a really cool one as well. As soon as I saw the balloon in there, I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so right up next is one of my personal favourites. It's near the gun shop, just round the back of it kinda, so if we just head here and run around the back of these buildings here, you'll see in this little corner there is a TARDIS, or as Saints Row like to call it, a TARDIS, which I love, and it looks really cool at night time, and is also a reference to one of the other Saints Row games, because the TARDIS was also in one of the DLCs, the Christmas DLC. So in Rojas Desert South, there's a vehicle over there. If you would like to not see this part, or would like to know it as a surprise, then do skip ahead a little bit, so you don't see this one. If not, then just carry on as usual. So you just go to this waypoint here. It should be by the signs and opposite the Marshall area. Just go in between here, go over the wall or go around. And here is the little go-kart, which is a bathtub. And it has the shower part and everything on it. It's literally a modified bathtub as a go-kart, which I found really cool. It reminds me of like the old days of Simpsons Hit and Run and stuff with these strange vehicles. So yeah, that's a fun little one to drive around in. It's really cool. For this one, we are going to head back to Badlands South, as I want to keep this one kind of till last because it's quite weird and mysterious. So you just head over here, and it should be like next to one of those little fan things. And as you head up, it is dark at night time, so you can't really see much, but it should be literally this with stones around it, which is a monolith thing. It's got a load of writing on it, which I think is a riddle, and one of the little puppet things is there and drunk or something. It's just placed strangely there. So this is a daytime view. It looks a lot better in daytime. It looks really nice. It looks really cool actually. So yeah, it reads, find the fork along the road north, swing left from the twin bricks, jump once, if you jump twice you've gone too far, broken wagon is right, down you go, once you crest and Santo Alezo is in view, right on the main, wrap around the boulder, take a left, follow the dirt north into the canyon, stay left and howl at the moon twice, after you tinkle you'll find a shack, wait until sundown, bring a bat, wear something pink, and don't forget $20. So, I took a long time trying to figure this out, like going to the different places it says to, and doing all the stuff it says to do on there. And then I figured out that maybe it's actually a troll from the developers or something, because it doesn't really lead to anything, it just comes to a UFO, which I'll show you now at this waypoint. So if you have taken a picture of the two statues, you can literally fast travel straight there. You go through the little gaming arcade place, the little toilet is there, and the shack is literally right at the back, and if you go down you'll find a UFO. So I'm not sure if I did it wrong, maybe you have to put on pink when you actually arrive, or maybe you have to walk or do it in a car instead of a helicopter or something. I'm not too sure, but it was fun either way. I was just hyped and thought it would be some kind of cool mission. Disappointing but not at the same time. Still spooky, and I guess it makes sense because the alien ship and the monolith and stuff like that. So yeah, it kind of gave GTA vibes, it's kind of cool. Anyway, the last one is over in Mercado. So if you travel over here, you should find your way to the waypoint and be outside of a sign that says Mercado. And if you take a right here, there should be a car right in front of you. But if it's not there, don't worry, because if you just go around the block, like just jump in a random car, drive around a bit, come back, it should appear. So I literally just drove up, pretty much wrecked my car, and just came back, and it was there. This is the Fast and Furious or Need for Speed car, and I will leave that to everyone to debate because it could be the Need for Speed one or it could be the Fast and Furious one. Personally, I think it is the Fast and Furious one because black hood, the bright green as well, and the blue decal on the side of it. So it only makes sense to be his one. It would be cool to be a Need for Speed car, but in Need for Speed it's kind of a darker green, a different style of the car, the gold rims and the purple on it as well, so it doesn't really look like that one. Okay, so this is a close-up view in the garage, if you want to have a quick look at it. And yeah, next is the signature ability, so if you do not want to know what the signature ability is, then please do not watch the rest of this video. But if you don't mind, then you basically have to wingsuit off the top of the car, go back to the garage, equip the signature ability, make sure it's on, and then if you press L1 if you're on a PlayStation, or I'm not sure what the Xbox One is, might be the same thing, but you can literally eject out of the car, which is really awesome. So yeah, ejector seats. And it's an extremely fast car as well. So yeah, that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to watch this video. It really means a lot. Do let me know your favourite Easter eggs or references of Saints Row in the comments, even if they're not in this video. So yeah, and that was my one and only Saints Row video with commentary. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you may be, and I'll see you around in the next video. Bye!